Hello, everyone. Welcome to the bi-monthly edition of the Arsenal Truex Galaxy podcast. Joining me today is Russ. Hello, Russ. How's it going, pal?
Oh, good, thanks, Alonso. What does a galaxy thing mean in
Galaxy
your?
just, kind of cooler.
Okay, so
If
it's
I
not
just,
actually anything at all. It's just galaxy.
yeah, just feel like doing
You could have
little,
said universe, but you just went smaller. You went galaxy instead.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, Martin Trick Jr., as our friend Sam says, Martin Krapex Jr.
Crapex or Durex.
Um, because unlike myself, he's actually been to a NASCAR race before, and I think his memories of him were him crashing, unfortunately. So, that kind of stuck with me. So, anyway, so yeah, hence the show. Um, Russ, how you been? How's life treating you these days? I know you've been out and about. Did you watch any wrestling at all this week? If so, which do you have any opinions on it? I know that you were in the chat box with Tony and I as we watched the watch along.
I wasn't actually watching it, mate. I was doing things around the house because obviously it was Saturday morning slash afternoon. Excuse me. And I have chores that I have to do.
Right.
Otherwise, I get shouted at. So yeah, I was just listening to you guys, but it seemed like a fun show. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Some of the matches went too long, in my opinion, but
I liked how John Cena and AJ Styles both paid homage to their old moves or at least moves of other wrestlers, their pals. I remember uh, John Cena did the to Abigail in tribute to um, Bray Wyatt, so that was kind of cool.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah.
Seeing AJ Styles in his old tights, boxer shorts, whatever you want to call them, it's
I think
kind of
it's
cool as
cool.
well.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that AJ he was wearing shorts, wasn't he? He hasn't worn shorts in years.
Yeah, so I guess when you have the respect of your pro wrestlers that you think very highly of, or at least likewise with John Cena, it was a good match to be fair to both of them. I think that this is John Cena's last appearance um, on Crown Jewel events. So I think it's kind of cool that creative or at least this is Tom. Hi Tom, how's it going, man?
He's yeet.
Four
Yeet.
letters, one word. Yeah. Tell you what.
So Tom, basically, telling the audience about how John Cena has been very lucky and fortunate to basically handpick his opponents and how they're both paying homage to each other's mates and how John Cena paid respect to Bray Wyatt and did Sister Abigail. Um, you were there with me watching the watch along with Tony and I, and you just give us your thoughts on the matches and how you felt about maybe what could have been better, what could have been done, what they need to work on as a company at booking, and what are your thoughts? I know Russ was out and about doing his tours, so give us your take on what happened. What do you think happened? What your opinion on what was done well?
Well, the match itself was very good in the
Mhm.
sense of objectively, or obviously not objectively. Sorry, it's subjective. Um, the match itself very good, but ultimately it is still basically a match where they try and pop the boys basically by doing their mates' moves for the entire duration. It'd be like me going out there and basically going, "What does Alonso usually do?" And then I'll do that, and then I go, "What does Russ usually do?" And then I'll do a move that Russ does, and then I'll get a
You don't want
wheelchair
to
and I'll
do
come
my
and
move,
roll
mate.
over someone and go, "Hey Tony, that's for you," or whatever. basically the fact of the matter is, they're just trying to pop the boys, and I don't blame them. It's what I would do. It's like if I was a film director, I'd have. I couldn't now because he's dead, but obviously I'd have Carl Weathers in every movie. I'd get him pretending to be Apollo Creed. It's what I'd do. Like you just get your mates and you just do whatever you can to make yourself laugh. But
That's
that's
what
what
Michael
essentially
Madsen
what
was in
AJ.
every Tarantino film, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly, Russ. It's what I believe Senior AJ was the equivalent, the wrestling equivalent of basically, I'm going to do all the moves that all the TNA fans really love, and then I'm going to do all the moves that basically all my mates in WWE used to do.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was very good, but that's essentially what it was.
Yeah, I mean,
Botfest.
it was. I did not know it was going to go down like that, Tom and Russ. But I was pretty amazed about how well they done. Because in my opinion now, I think the matches prior to that have been kind of not as good as this one, and I don't think people anticipated this match being this good at a Crown Jewel event, because to me, I don't think the wrestlers or at least the plan is them being at the best at Crown Jewel events. Is that wrong or right, Tom and Russ? How that could be kind of taken as it is.
Mr. Franchise, if you don't mind.
Say the question again.
Do you think that wrestlers take the Crown Jewel event for granted, or do you think that they don't perform as good as, say, a Royal Rumble or a?
Oh, okay, right.
SummerSlam?
Okay, I'm with you. Right. So you
Right.
think because it's a second-rate pay-per-view type thing? No, I don't. At the end of the day, they're paid to wrestle. They're paid to do their best. I can totally see what you're saying. Whether they put 100% effort in,
Right.
I would assume that they would. No one wants to like get injured or anything by messing up or anything like that. As I say, I didn't actually see it, but I was listening to you guys most of it, and just tapping away on my phone while I was doing my hoovering. But
Sorry for that, Ross.
yeah, that's all right, don't worry. And some of the matches went a bit long. Which one was it? Which one? The tag team match. How long did that go? Like 40 minutes or something stupid? I was like,
Yeah.
you could get 2 matches in there, and that easily, couldn't you?
Yeah,
They have this massive roster.
One.
Yeah, they have this.
Went forever as well. Sorry, Ross.
Yeah, they have this massive roster, and they use 10, 12, 15 wrestlers, and that's it. You know, it just that part of it does not make sense. I can where's he gone? I can understand that because he kicked you out.
Yeah, I got booted out by a long time. Sorry, guys.
It's my bowl that accidentally hit the.
You're not having a good day, are you, Alonso? But basically, yeah. So what I was saying was,
Sorry, Tom.
where was I? I've forgotten. Yeah, so they have this massive roster. They use the same people on all the shows and the PLEs, and these other guys are just sitting around doing nothing when they can easily they could have some quick. I mean, the Crown Jewel does not take part in the rest of the wrestling WWE sphere from the week to week thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an on its own type show that they could put 10 matches on that quite easily. You know, just have a showcase. It doesn't matter. There's no storylines or anything. Just fling some people together and have a match.
Tom?
Pretty much what Russ said. I hate these 5-match pay-per-views. I just hate it. I know the reality is basically you'd get a 6th match if you basically took out all the adverts. Basically, if you stopped doing all the promotion between matches, you'd have enough time to do an extra match. I know that's the real reason you now have 5 matches instead of 6. But as Russ was saying, basically, not every match has to have 40 minutes of time. in the presentation, like, and could be wrong here, but I think Russ is getting at the fact of like the match with like pre-match, the entrances, post-match, all that sort of adds up to basically everyone now has to get 40 minutes to get their shit in, including www.shop.com, blah blah blah, buy your Yeet shirts, whatever. But
Buy your whiskey, your gin, yeah.
I'm fuming at. I blame Jay Russo for this personally. How dare you win the main event? Sorry. How dare you win the Royal Rumble and then get a main event, WrestleMania main event Jay Uso t-shirt? Charge me £40 for the privilege, and then you end up coming out in the opening fucking match of night 1. Go fuck yourself, sir. Prick.
No, it's right. Yeah.
What you the main event of? Jerking the curtain?
Any Royal Rumble winner should be the final match, essentially. WrestleMania. One of the nights.
Especially now that they have 2 nights of the fucking
Exactly.
thing.
You can have 2 Royal Rumbles, can you? 2 men's Royal Rumbles. Well, why make Royal Rumble 2 nights then? Just have 2 Royal Rumbles. Well, you got a women's one and men's one, but
I think they will eventually. They'll obviously have women's on night 1, men's on whatever way it works out. But that's what it's naturally heading for, I suspect.
So Russ and Tom, so what do you guys think of the champions of both shows wrestling each other for a crown jewel belt title? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think that it's a booking promotion kind of match where you could just see both champions in action together? Do you think that the crown jewel event crown jewel matches should matter more, or do you think it's just a match that should bring 2 competitors in?
I hate it. I totally get that naturally, whenever you have 2 brands, as they do, you're naturally going to go one or put one against the other. Fine with that. That is a thing I'm fine with. But this whole, like, Saudi Arabia have now sent their belt over to Australia and they're fighting for it. Fucking nonsense.
I don't mind having a one-off every year, both champions sort of fighting each other. I mean, that's probably a good idea, but obviously you're gonna hurt one of them. One of them will lose. So it's like, well, I can see the idea. That the idea has merit. Why not have that one match once a year when both champions fight each other? But as I said, one of them will lose, and because in this sort of match you can't really have it thrown out because you'll never get the rematch.
I agree, similar to Russ. The base idea is absolutely fine. Like, basically it's wrestling ultimately. You can create an arbitrary reason and do anything within it. But at the same point, if you then turn around and then Stephanie Baker come out on Raw, for example, and basically said she's won 4 titles this year, I was like, you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because you're counting this crown jewel title as a active title. But I can tell you what's going to happen next month when someone sits and goes, why isn't she defending the crown jewel title? Because she's not wrestling the crown jewel, obviously. So, it's like, when's Braun Strowman defend the greatest Royal Rumble belt? Because he isn't, is he?
Just instead of a belt, have a trophy. You know, that's the only. Having a belt that you're probably never gonna defend doesn't really make sense.
Yes, what aggravates me about it, and I say aggravate, I just means per discussion about wrestling. It's not like I literally sit there, old man, shake my fist at a cloud over it. But basically, within the kayfabe of wrestling, the Crown Jewel Championship is not a championship.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to defend it next week. She's probably not even going to wear it on Raw. I'll be surprised. She'll probably wear it on Raw to spite me that I've said it. But she's not.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, next year there'll be 2 different champions. So
So what I take out of it is that there's history between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, right? You know, we all know what happened in the past where they wrestled each other, and I believe it was Cody Rhodes got hurt, and then he came back, wrestled Seth Rollins again. But there's no really history between, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no history between Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie McCure. Um, if there is, then there's really minimal of it. So to me, it made more sense to have Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins because of their history with each other, and whereas Stephanie McCure and Tiffany Stratton barely wrestled against each other. Um, so I believe that it was more justified to have a exhibition match per se, where you had Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, and you know it did not make any sense to have Tiffany McCure versus Tiffany Stratton in a match like that, considering there's really nothing to go for really. What are your thoughts on that, Tom and Russ?
Problem for me is that they'll probably
Um,
wrestle again at some point.
Ultimately, it's the sort of thing. Again, there's no reason why you can't do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically, Stephanie Vacker versus Tiffany Stratton was quite good to be. The match itself, it was fine. Obviously, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins is obviously also very good, but I've already seen it 100
Yeah,
times.
we've seen it. Yeah,
Exactly.
So there's no, I can't not what is basically that event was literally aimed at people that are basically I'm in Perth and I managed to get tickets. I want to see some wrestling. I want to see some overpriced tickets and then cheer when they tell me the attendance that they managed to successfully police me for the money. That's the biggest thing that company does that winds me up. They do this whole big no company has ever not announced their attendance. That's not my point. But when they stand there and basically go, "Hey, it's a record attendance for the Perth MCG or whatever the region is called," say like the one in Lyon for France at Backlash. Like, this is the record for this arena, and it's like, yeah, that's really cool, but what really happening is you're getting them to cheer the fact you've successfully managed to convince them to pay £5,000 a ticket.
these crown jewel events. I mean, these should just be for like dream matches for like wrestlers that you never think will ever going to fight each other. Not like guys who've retired. Not anything silly like that. But just get guys who you think will just have a great match together. Just fling them together and just have a go. As I say, this show should not take part within the rest of everything else. It should be just a one-off. Just let them fight.
It sounds like um, you're suggesting it should be like the AEW Forbidden Door show, where basically it's basically like these guys from different wrestling companies all going to. I know they're really paid by AEW and that, but it's more the fact of dream matches that don't really affect the ongoing storyline within your company. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Correct. Yeah. Just like just I can't think of anyone at the
Wouldn't it
moment.
be really cool to have Gunter wrestle Gavin, basically?
Or Brock Lesnar or something silly like that.
Yeah. That's a better idea than what it ends up tending to be.
So again, like we saw cool one matches that were involved. Rhea Ripley versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. I kind of like this rivalry wrestling time. I like what I think. I like the build up to it. I think that the storyline is pretty good, well done, and I thought this was a good match myself, considering uh, how um, Io Sky was a member of the Wiki Warriors with their friends Asuka and Kairi Sane. I mentioned this with Tony, I think Russ as well, how there was such a force to be reckoned with before they all got hurt. Io Sky, Asuka and Kairi Sane got hurt with Dakota Kai and all that, and Bailey. seemed like they were gone for a long time with long-term injuries. Um, Moving forward, Tom and Russ, do you think that they could again be a force to be reckoned with once everyone's healthy and all that? And do you think that Io Sky is going to turn heel again against Rhea Ripley at some point soon? Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a
there's,
good match.
there's a lot of traction with them being war games involved and all that. How do you see this rivalry going moving forward? Do you think that there's more to it than just them four fighting each other every Monday Night Raw? Or do you think that there's something bigger happening?
I think eventually they're gonna need to find a way to get that belt onto Oscar because she's obviously the best character they have at the
Yeah.
moment, especially in the women's division. Just phenomenal stuff. Just the whole, even the way that Kyrie, I don't want to sit here and say that her acting's bad or anything, but it's very like porn level acting in my opinion to be all very like, oh no. I mean, I'm not gonna do racist Japanese accents, but still,
Dear God.
mainly because I'm more
Leave that
specialised
for
in
Tony.
racist Chinese accents. But anyway, which are distinctly different, and I can't do one of them, but I can do the other. But anyway, that's not neither here nor there. But still, I think basically the storyline's really strong, and it's mainly because of Asuka, in my opinion. But it's also because obviously, basically, Rhea Ripley could do a shit in the middle of that ring in Australia, and everyone would just stand there and go, give her a slow clap and go, "This is wrestling." She's very good. She's very over. Let's just say.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can't have the belt on her forever, although probably quite a lot of people, myself, will probably be quite happy with that. But yeah, Rhea Ripley's kind of in a league of her own. She doesn't need the belt, but obviously having it gives it a lot of weight and legitimacy. But no, I like this story. So I think obviously the turn will happen at some point, and they'll have a very good match.
I've got an idea, not an idea. In my back of my mind, I'm thinking like, is Ripley and Vaca being kept apart because I suspect they are going to do Ripley versus Vaca at WrestleMania.
Well,
You do if Ripley wins the Royal Rumble. Do you want her to win the Royal Rumble
I want
again?
Chelsea Green to win the Royal Rumble, but I don't know whether that's gonna. It's not gonna happen. Um, one of the writers actually suggested that Chelsea Green should win the Royal Rumble based on basically everyone else would be eliminated, and then everyone would be out by number 29, and then she would happen to draw number 30 and win the Royal Rumble by default.
um,
That could be an
Brilliant.
interesting
They should have done
proposition.
it. It was one of them, I believe it was on that WWE Unreal thing on Netflix, where basically someone suggested in a room and everyone just stared at him as if to be like, who's going to be the one to like first say anything so like we can pretend that wasn't said.
Can you imagine like number 30 just walk into the ring and like the last two like oinked each other out? That'd be quite interesting.
That'd be beautiful. I'd love it. It's exactly how I'd book it, but then I'm a massive prick, so I would book purely to what would entertain me, trolling everyone else. But, I'm the sort of prick. Sorry, I'm the sort of prick that when Vince McMahon booked the Royal Rumble, so all the internet guys, and by internet guys I mean guys that people on the internet tended to like Ambrose, Bryan Danielson, Bray Wyatt, all got beat up by Big Show and Kane and thrown out of the Royal Rumble. I was sitting there with the biggest grin on my face. Not because I wanted Big Show to win the Royal Rumble, but it was more that I knew that the internet would absolutely hate it, which made me happy because I'm an arsehole.
I'd have had Drew Carey at number 30 and then Hardy Boys push each other out.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, y'all?
BX, break it down.
I'd be excited.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, you guys, with all the speculation happening, if Io Sky does turn heel, Um, I could see War Games 2019 all over again. In the sense that you have Rhea Ripley as a babyface and Charlotte Flair as a babyface, with Alexa Bliss and a few others involved as well. You could see also maybe Liv Morgan, not Liv Morgan.
She will be back at some point soon, I imagine.
Yeah,
Who's that?
you could see
Liv Morgan.
Roxanne Perez and oh god, what's her name? Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel
Tune
Rodriguez.
up with Io Sky and all them. Uh, Cardi B, Asuka, and then you're gonna see maybe Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Valkyria, one more time, and the rest. Maybe Bailey. Anyway,
Could be Bailey.
just thinking about the possible
I like this Bailey psychopath angle.
Morgan maybe. But yeah. Anyway, regardless,
We'll
it
talk
could be
about
very.
Bailey's cake.
It could be very intriguing. War games could be. Maybe we could see two war games. You know, because at some point they gotta spice things up, especially now that I didn't see Raw. However, what do you guys think about the Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins match? Real quick, just your thoughts.
Go
Well,
on, Tom. I didn't see it.
I hate that match because it made me look like a massive idiot. So I felt like it was going to end. And I felt like it wasn't ever going to end. Sorry, I've said the opposite of what I meant. I was going to say it felt like it was never going to finish. And then the second I said it, 20 seconds later, it was done. Typical.
The only good thing to come out of it is Seth Rollins is injured.
Well, injured.
Was it from him doing diving headbutt off the coast to coast?
Yeah.
That's what I read anyway.
Because I know he landed like with trying to put his arm out, break the fall, whatever. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have done the move.
In hindsight, you say that. But what do you guys think about the Raw, with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed turning their back on Seth Rollins?
Well, if he's injured, they got to, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think this is going to go down as an all-time year for basically bad creative.
Yeah, stable idea was absolute. It wasn't the best. I don't know why they stuck him with them two, to be honest.
I just think they're at when everyone's going to look. Everyone, people will look back on this and basically just go, 2025 will be the year they turned John Cena heel and then turned him back again in about 4 months, 5 months probably. And it'll be the year that Seth Rollins became Roman Reigns in terms of like getting his own version of Bloodline and then had to have it turn on him. Because he got injured for real, but no one actually believes he's injured for real because they've already done the fake injury angle. So basically, like the boy who cried wolf, basically the Seth Rollins cried wolf kind of thing.
But Seth Rollins has been doing his own thing with his wife for the past month or so anyway, so he wasn't really part of the stable. Well, he was, but he wasn't really doing anything with them.
I get what you mean. Like it basically, he put the vision on pause to go and do the storyline at WrestlePalooza, and then basically we've done that now. CM Punk can take a couple weeks off. Unpause on my death grip on the Monday Night Raw time slots. I don't know what it is about Seth Rollins that doesn't sit well with me, because he's obviously a fantastic professional wrestler. Like, all the things about wrestling that you need to be able to do are good, that make you good, he can do. But I just don't want to see him do them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like him. It was like when he won the bloody briefcase. It was like, why the hell? Why he doesn't need it? Why didn't you give it to somebody else, like LA Knight or someone like that? Because Seth Rollins doesn't need the briefcase. He's been champion God knows how many times.
Do you think that you're probably gonna answer yes, but why do creative do this where they gotta be forced down our throats with runs like this with Seth Rollins? Because you can only stand so much of him, and us fans get burnt out so quickly. Um, had they just run out of things for him to do, or the storylines based on what he can do? Like you guys were saying, they've messed so many things up in the past year and a half maybe, that they kind of run out of things to do. And
I think if they just taking the easy way out. It seems to me they don't want to take risks anymore. I think it's like when Jey Uso winning the title. I mean, that title reign wasn't the best, and even though it was a good idea for someone else to win that Royal Rumble, but no, it was. I don't know. I just don't think they take enough risks. I think they just take the safe, easy route. Seth Rollins, yeah, he's gonna make money because he's good. He's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He's a good wrestler. It is, but yeah, it's just his character for me. I just don't like it. I don't think I have for a very long time. But yeah, I just don't think they like taking risks.
Tom?
I, similar to what Russ is saying, I just feel like in the back of my mind, a lot of it goes back to basically old WWE documentaries, and sorry to harp on this, but like when they look back, go, you know what, the NWO really sucked when it became 1998. You didn't know what year you were in because every Nitro ended with the NWO interfering in the main event. And they make these sort of jokes, and I'm like, yeah, that's really interesting. But then, how many times have you actually basically booked your show to become that? Like, but why is the NWO bad because you're not in it and it's not your company? But then you'll have Evolution and Monday Night Raw every week on top. But then you'll have the Authority and Monday Night Raw every week on top. But then you'll have the Vision do the same shit. Like I've already noticed two different groups within the WWF time frame of actually WWE, sorry, that has happened. And basically, it all comes around to basically everything is really bad unless I'm doing it. Like the end up, like Triple H will see and go, "You don't know what week it was in WCW." It's like, well, yeah, it's basically it all ended up like a big old shit show. But fact of the matter is, sort of thing, everything's better as long as I'm winning every week. And I imagine Seth Rollins is probably thinking the same. Like basically now I'm winning every week again. Same as the Roman Reigns was winning every week under the Bloodline. He's barely wrestling, but you know what I mean. He ended up on top every week.
I can kind of see the thinking, like with the NWO and stuff, because obviously it was like, oh, it's going to be great when they finally get their comeuppance. But they never got their big comeuppance. It just sort of dwindled off, and people got injured, and people just splintered off into other things. There was no big, I suppose, Goldberg beating Hogan. I suppose you could probably say that was the biggest, nearest to a comeuppance they actually got. But there's then obviously the Wolfpack splintered off and everything else. But yeah, I can see that when they plan these things, they go, oh yeah, NWO, right, it'll last, we'll just see how it goes. But because it was so popular, they just thought, oh, we'll just keep making money out of the shirts, blah, blah, blah. Just keep it going for as long as we possibly can.
Company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what you mean. It felt very... It got to a stage where it's like, you really probably should think about ending this now. And then like, but no, what's going to happen next week if we had Sting beat Hogan and win the belt, Starrcade 97, for example? That is when it actually should have ended. That was actually the perfect spot to end it. But they were making so much money hand over fist that I don't even blame Eric Bischoff personally for looking at it and thinking, what's the actual next logical move is to actually just do a storyline involving the NWO infighting. It makes sense, but it's why you no longer exist.
It was funny Tommy said because I remember growing up and as a kid, and I was rewatching something to that effect. Maybe it's a Netflix video or something like that, where you saw the decline in the whole NWO, and I remember it was Conan and Kevin Nash getting pissed off at NWO because they weren't getting a chance to sign, and I remember the bit with Conan was
Kevin
so
Nash
funny,
wasn't
man.
getting the
Kevin
chance to
Nash never
shine.
getting a chance to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Yeah,
taking the piss.
Yeah.
yeah, creative control, man.
Yeah, and then Conan coming out with Conan coming out with all gangbangers and so full of life, and I was like, man, this is comical.
I'm not being funny, but Conan's never going to get a world title run, was he? To be fair, but
Yeah,
see, that was the thing
over
because you had NWO one side, you had DX the other. At least the DX, it was a tight knit
there.
4 people originally, wasn't it? Well, yeah, it was 4 people originally, and obviously Michael's got injured or whatever, and then it expanded. What was it? 5
Right.
people. We got one. Well, they got the New Age Outlaws and they got X Pac, but it was never any bigger than that. NWO just went poof, like hundreds of people. You're like, it's too big.
The prophecy.
I heard one time Jimmy Savile was a member of the NWO.
It was like, it's like Bullet Club, isn't it? It's just like,
Don't go
who's in the
that
Bullet
way.
Club now? Fucking don't know. It's still
Yeah,
going.
it's-
Bullet Club's still going.
Bullet Club is a t-shirt printing business at the moment, more than a wrestling group. In case it turns out that they're not, they do wrestle. Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still
but-
going.
Yeah,
Jeff Jarrett is a member of the Bullet Club.
I mean Jeff Jarrett is wrestling's greatest carny. Like, there's not Jeff Jarrett is unfucking touchable at basically managing the ring cash out of a dry towel. It's impressive.
Only when
Right.
he's trying to sell you gold shares or something. Or
Cash
pyramid
gold.
scheme.
He's
Allegedly,
brilliant.
Jeff.
Yeah,
Sorry, mate. We don't. If
Yeah,
you're
of
watching,
course.
you know,
Jeff Jarrett.
Which he obviously is.
of course he is.
Well, why would you not watch the Arsenal Truex Galaxy podcast on a Thursday evening?
I'm sure he's got nothing better to do.
Tom, didn't the Matt Michael manage Jeff Jarrett at one point?
Sorry, Alonso, say it again, please.
Didn't the Matt Michael manage Jeff Jarrett at one point?
Deborah
Deborah Michael.
did, in
WCW and WWE.
Yeah, in WCW, she was his wife. Well, not in WCW, she was his wife. But obviously, then the divorce came apart, and I don't know the timeline of events, but obviously...
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. She was never Mongo's manager, was she?
Yeah, she
Right.
was more affiliated with the Four Horsemen, who had Mongo in it.
Yeah, but then she was Jeff Jarrett's in WCW. She was his manager, wasn't she, as well?
Yes,
And then
because
when
that
he went
was
to
a storyline.
WWF,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then obviously she kind of when she joined WWF, she then I think they just gave her the Jarrett anyway.
because it made sense. Yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, it does make sense. Obviously, the real thing that fucked that up was basically then when she married Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it was like, okay, well, they're not going to be able to do the storyline, that the natural storyline in this whole thing. They're not going to do because he won't wrestle Jeff Jarrett because of something that happened in like 1987 or whatever.
Yeah.
97, right? Tom, 97? What was that?
Well, no, but
that was 97, but obviously Jeff Jarrett, when Stone Cold was starting out, he was working for Jerry Jarrett somewhere, and Jeff Jarrett said, "Oh yeah, gave him when he got his pay, when Austin got his pay, which was like
looking
10
at it's
quid
not
or
going to
whatever.
cash it out.
Yeah,
Looking at it's not
going to get any. It's not going to
get.
get any bigger or something or whatever than that.
Yeah.
And then
wow.
Steve Austin was pissed for like forever at that one thing.
Because obviously in Steve Austin's mind, it's like, well, of course you're going to be earning the most. You're the promoter's son, kid, or however he'd say it. But But yeah, basically, and then obviously the real thing that actually really hammered home that he doesn't like Jeff Jarrett was when Jeff Jarrett returned to the WWF in 1997 and got live mic on Monday Night Raw. And basically, Vince McMahon basically said, say what you want, because obviously in Vince McMahon's mind, so I finally got a WCW wrestler. I finally got one to come over and want to be over here. And I'm going to make him a big star. And then he came out, and the first thing he said on the mic was that Austin 316 is blasphemy. And I immediately, it's like, Jeff, you just literally killed your 2-year run in the first sentence.
It's when they brought back that NWA thing, that was with Jim Cornette and not Southern Justice or whatever they were called. Yeah, because he gets in the ring, and Austin comes in and gives him a stunner.
Anytime he was in the ring with Jeff Jarrett, it only ended one way. It ended with him getting a stunner and then Austin doing the strut to take the piss out of him.
Yes.
Every time, and they probably happened like 3 times or something, but it only ever went one way, and it wasn't Jeff Jarrett getting anything on him. Ever.
Was that?
Austin will sit there and basically go, oh, I've got no heat with Jeff Jarrett. It's like, you clearly did.
Yeah. I'm just going to bury him every time.
Lying fucker.
Was that? Okay, I'm trying to get my timelines right. Was that before the Bret Hart feud, or was that? It was before, right, Tom?
That was after. That was in '98. The NWA night was in '98. Yeah, because Jeff Jarrett came back in. Did he come back in? No, he came back in '98. He came back.
Jarrett left WCW in the summer of '97, and then he basically the earliest possible opportunity he ended up on Monday Night Raw. I was in October of '97. I only know that because the amount of weeks I was told he's going to be wrestling this week, and I can't believe I was sitting there thinking I want to see Jeff Jarrett wrestle. So obviously I was a blind 13-year-old, but anyway, he's very good in all seriousness. I didn't know that at the time. In hindsight, he's very good.
He's a good hand.
He's very good hand, but I forgot what was that. But basically, they kept putting him in matches, and basically he'd be like, I'm wrestling Crush this week, but Crush is not the standard wrestler that is good enough to wrestle Jeff Jarrett. He's doing that storyline where basically like, I'm not going to wrestle anyone put against me because I'm too good to wrestle him. And so then Commissioner Sergeant Slaughter came out and went, okay, cool, I see what you're putting down here. So I've got something for you to pick up. He didn't say that. But he went, you're going to wrestle The Undertaker on pay-per-view. It's like, is he too good for you to wrestle? Sergeant Slaughter turned into Teddy Long for one night. Like, you're one-on-one with The Undertaker.
was that the sucker, Tom?
He was it was on DX in your house, if I remember rightly, because he wrestled because he actually gets the win over The Undertaker. It sounds.
Who interfered, Tom?
I can tell you exactly how he beat The Undertaker. Kane came down, obviously.
Right.
Because obviously Kane was quite mysterious at this point. He hadn't been ruined yet by years of shoddy booking. So he basically turned up and he basically punched Jeff Jarrett and got The Undertaker disqualified.
Well, Tom, didn't Kane come out before Undertaker's run as champion? Or before? It was before that, right?
No, it was after Taker lost the belt.
That was the definition of a one-match card, that pay-per-view.
Oh, the Bad Blood.
That was it. DX in your house.
DX in your house is, if I remember rightly, DX in your house had Jarrett, Taker, but the actual best match on that card, in my opinion, was Triple H versus Sergeant Slaughter. It was like they did a boot camp match, not bad. You had Butterbean versus Mark Merrow. In a this is definitely not going to come across good when you do a domestic violence storyline.
It was Shawn Michaels and Ken Shamrock, wasn't it? Finished it.
Yeah, that was the main event.
That was a good match.
It was not bad. But obviously the real thing on that was basically it was the re-debut of Owen Hart.
Yeah, Owen Hart came back,
Pushed
Michaels through the table, yeah.
But what should have happened, Russ and Lonzo, in my opinion, you need to book this to have Owen Hart beat Shawn Michaels. I know deep down, obviously, everyone, Stevie Wonder could see that they're booking for Steve Austin to win the belt. But I don't see a reason why you can't have Owen Hart get one over on Shawn Michaels just by beating him in a match. Just have him beat him. In hindsight, I know people go, "Why you can't give Owen the belt?" So, but you've already did it to get the belt off his brother, so you've already proved that wrestling is not actually real within the scheme of it. So why not? I just wanted to see Owen Hart do well. I like it.
Did he not get
Slammy Award winner?
Did he not get a title shot, or
He did get a title shot, but then Shawn Michaels won, or it either a fuck finish happened or whatever. But basically, Shawn Michaels won't put Owen Hart over because he's a prick.
But then he never held his title after that, right, Tom?
Owen. The problem for Owen is that he was around in an era where there was no secondary world top. Like, he would have been WCW World Heavyweight Champion belt about 100 times over if he had stayed alive.
Yeah. But wasn't he Intercontinental Champion?
Yeah.
Okay.
On that a fair few times.
Yeah, lost it to Austin twice.
Basically, what I'm trying to ask, after Bret Hart moved on, Owen Hart never got any title ring, right?
He won the European title.
That's right.
Yes, he did. He pinned Triple H for it as well because Shawn weren't losing it to him.
Yeah.
That makes it even more egregious. Like, you want to have Shawn drop the European belt to Owen. It's fucking absurd.
And he won the tag title with Jeff Jarrett.
Because I remember that because Deborah was managing both Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett then. That's right, okay. Because I remember I was going to ask you, Tom, who was Jeff Jarrett's partner, and it was Owen Hart. I forgot about that. That's right, okay.
Oh, Blue
they
Blazer.
wanted Owen to have an affair with Deborah McMichael, if I remember rightly, because Owen refused to do it, because Owen's like, I don't want to be seen kissing a woman that's not my wife on television, basically.
Well, Jeff Jarrett never kissed her either.
No, exactly. But it was more like Owen didn't want the optics of what I can't speak for Owen, he's not here to defend it, but I imagine what happened, that he basically said...
yeah, they both said basically because, well, Jeff Jarrett's a Christian anyway, and he used to get pelters from the people at his church because of the way that obviously he was portrayed on TV with Deborah sort of having her tits out basically. And obviously Owen just didn't because of his family and whatever, so they sort of canned that idea and just made her just the manager basically.
But obviously they were not, basically, if they'd have even remotely said yes to it, that would have been the storyline. Is it would have been ended up being Owen versus Jarrett. But even more egregious is because of this, because he said no, they punished him for it, and maybe punish is wrong, but I'm pretty sure had he said yes to the storyline, he wouldn't have ended up being the Blue Blazer again.
Oh God. Hindsight's 2020.
Yes, and if he didn't say yes to, not say yes, if they didn't give him the Blue Blazer again, he wouldn't have ended up in the rafters.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have seen Coco Beware either.
I mean, not everything's totally negative, not Russ. I mean, I'm any excuse to see Coco Beware on your television.
Yeah, after about 30 years.
Coco Beware, man.
Or about 10.
So Tom, I was telling Russ backstage before we started that my mom and I saw Roofman. Have you happened to see that yet? And what were your thoughts?
Roofman is not out here yet. I believe it comes out in about an hour.
All right.
No, I've not seen it.
Are you going to go and watch it tomorrow, Tom?
I would if I was going to the cinema. I probably would. I kind of want to see the Black Phone 2 as well, but
Yeah.
I'll probably end up going on Tuesday after physio.
So right, so let's see here. What I was gonna say? Yeah, man, Roofing is really, really good. I was surprised on how good it was, but it has some funny parts to it. But yeah, you can check it out, Tom, and Russ, if you want to watch it as well. It's a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I quite like things that are based on true stories. So I'll probably go
Tom,
and watch that at some point. Oh, I'll probably watch it on here, but
did you watch Tron Ares, Tom?
Tron Ares. I haven't seen that yet. Apparently
I've
it's
never
crap.
seen Tron.
I
I've not seen
actually got it. Sorry, man.
Tron. I've not seen the Tron Legacy. So I don't know what. If I watch Tron Ares, I'd be sitting there basically going, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but you'll probably think that anyway from what I've read about it.
Well, as I was going to say, Russ is quite right pointing out it's not got the greatest reviews. So I'd probably be sitting there going, I not only do I not understand it, it's not very good.
Yeah. What movies have you?
I
What
saw
movies have
Tron
you?
as a kid though, like the first one. Obviously, it just looked really good for the time.
So, Tom, what movies have you seen recently? After that.
I did watch the Black Phone today because in case I did end up seeing the Black Phone 2 at some point next week, so I'd be like, I kind of, if they release a sequel and I know I'm probably going to end up seeing it, I'd be like, why don't I just try and watch the first one so I kind of know what's going on?
Did
So
you
I hate
enjoy
watching.
it?
It's not bad. I'll give it. It's fine. Dare I say it's good, but obviously it's not very. I won't say it's not very original, but obviously it's based on a short story that's written by Stephen King's son.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah.
So when basically the parallels to the plot, in my opinion, are very much similar to it, which is obviously written by Stephen King. So basically, they like there's scenes like they'd have the little girl that's got the visions that can essentially see the crimes being committed or implication of the crimes being committed and stuff. She would then come running out in a yellow rain mac. It's like, why are you dressed like the opening?
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost as if the person that made this is basically like, how can I basically say this is based on something your dad wrote?
When's the TV series coming out about it or something?
That's pretty soon, right, Tom?
Welcome
Derry?
to Derry is coming soon.
Next week, right?
Yeah, that looks quite good. I might watch that. Have you guys seen the Alien TV show yet?
I've seen the first episode. I've not worked for it all though, but yeah, it's where is it on Welcome to Derry streaming?
It's like HBO Max every time.
It's going to be on Sky TV apparently.
What streaming service is it on, or is it just on Sky? Is it?
It's on HBO
Apparently,
Max.
it's on Sky or Now.
Over here in the States, it's HBO Max.
Sky Atlantic, which is basically HBO. If it's on HBO, it ends up on Sky Atlantic, generally speaking.
Has anyone seen Peacemaker season 2 yet?
No.
I've not seen any of Peacemaker, apart from him being in the character in the Suicide Squad sequel movie.
Peacemaker season 2 is alright. It's not as good as the first one. First season is very good. It's good. John Cena's very good in it.
Alright, so let's ask the question, which I think is a fair one to ask. Dave Bautista, Dwayne Johnson, or John Cena, who is the best actor of the three?
Oh dear God.
Wow. That's a good question, Tom. To be honest.
Can I say Hulk Hogan?
I mean, Raven try and justify that. For sure.
Suburban Commando.
Than the days. Um, I personally think Batista has gotten really, really, really good in the past five
I'm
years
so glad you said that, Alonso.
because he's been in some major movies and has done his own acting as lead actor. The movie he did with Mila Jovovich was pretty. I liked it a lot. And he did Knock on the Woods, which
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods, or whatever it's
Cabin
called.
in
No,
the Woods,
it's not Cabin
yeah,
in the Woods, is it? No, it's
not
No,
the
Something in the
but I
Woods.
know what you're on about the where they're basically like the
The End of the
horsemen of the
World thing, yeah.
apocalypse, essentially. Yeah.
that was his best work, I think, of late. So I would go with Batista by a mile.
I do like Batista's work. But I'm not gonna say The Rock's a bad actor though. I won't, because obviously he's been in some really good films. He's earned fucking bucket loads of money. You can't say that he's not a very good actor.
But he is three or three though, isn't he? He on that list of three men, he is third.
Uh, I think The Rock is more of an action type of character. I think Batista is more of a drama actor, it seems like now, and I think Cena's more of a comical actor. And all three of them play their roles pretty well.
John Cena's comedy. He does comedy very well, which is surprising, really. But no, all the comedy roles I've seen him in, he's very good. Batista's got the biggest range, I'd say.
He
The
was in
difference is that the other two are not turning up in a James Bond movie as the henchmen. And I'm not saying that I'm saying that to actually the opposite of slagging off Batista. It's more the fact of he has the guts to basically go, you know what, I just want a bit part in this really massive film. Whereas Dwayne Johnson's like, I want to be James Bond or nothing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And to me, Batista doesn't talk as much, and he does a good job at that as well.
He doesn't have to, because he's just got that presence about him. He doesn't have to. It's like, when he was in Blade Runner, he was only in the first 10 minutes, and that was it.
Yeah.
But you remember it because, Batista's in that film. The rest of the film was pretty crap, really, from what I remember. It was
too long there.
Bit of a chore to get through, but it's like, oh yeah, Batista was in that film, yeah.
So in the image that I'm looking at, which it basically has the three men and basically is like it's on Reddit or something like that, there was a comment underneath it that actually went, "This question gets asked every week. I think Dwayne Johnson keeps making fake Reddit accounts and post it, hoping to get a different answer every time." Because obviously he's not named as the best actor of the three generally. Therefore, he's going to every week go, let's try it again just in case. I might get the answer I'm looking for.
Is that a question that's a really common question that being asked, Tom?
It's all out every week on the internet. Someone will go, who's better of the three? And as soon as a fourth wrestler gets to the level of basically to the point where they can be considered with those three men, you're just going to see that question from now until the fourth person appears, and then it become who's better of the four.
I've got the fourth person, Roddy Piper.
He was very good in the things he did do.
You were thinking I can.
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
I mean, I'm not watching Hell Comes to Frogtown to prove or disprove that.
I saw it loads of times. It was on Bravo all the time. I think I've seen it about 10 times.
Would that be like on double bill with Leprechaun or something like that?
Quite possibly, yeah. But I think I recorded it. I think I've watched it so many times as a kid.
It was brilliant, man. I mean, it was here in the States. It would come on USA Network or AMC or the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, my dad taped it. I said, "Dad, can you tape this for me?" He's like, "Okay." And he's like, "No, it was like, I think he watched it with me once. It was like, yeah, it was like naked women, and it was like, yeah." He goes, "Oh yeah, I see why you wanted this recorded." He didn't know who Roddy Piper was at all. It was like, he was like, "What is this?"
It's
He's like, what is
deep
this?
down, we all know the best movie with a wrestler in it is Santa with Muscles. Best one.
Oh, Three Ninjas, or whatever it was.
Do you know he earned about £20,000 just to turn up to the premiere to that in his NWO shirt?
Well, they were doing because when he was filming it, he was doing the Miss Elizabeth story, or WCW, and when she was the NWO's bitch, basically. And they had her in his trailer while he was doing the film, and he was just berating her. He was going, "No, no, 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 no."
Well,
Yeah, because
Savage was like, "You're not boxing me, Savage."
he wore the wig, didn't he, in that match with Savage, didn't he?
Yeah,
And Savage put it on.
and he was like, "I'm sure it absolutely popped them both, and no one else."
It was probably the best match they had. Second.
Better than WrestleMania 5.
Second. I'm sure they wrestled loads of times.
I bet they wrestled about 1,000 times in 1989 alone, as I'm about to discover. But anyway, fucking hell.
So, would you guys, I know you guys watch Arsenal and Leeds respectively, as I'm an Arsenal supporter as well. So, what are your guys' predictions for the weekend? I'll go through the list shortly. I just want to go through some predictions on what's
Be
going to happen
quick
in the weekend.
because I need to go. Roll it.
Right. So, the first match of the day is Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. What are you guys' predictions?
Chelsea will win.
Tom?
I've got Chelsea to win 2-1.
Right. I have Chelsea and Nottingham Forest drawing 2-2. Right. So,
Forest is terrible.
well, you know. So next match is Brighton versus Newcastle.
I've got that as a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be a draw.
I say
yeah, draw.
2-1 to Brighton. Then we'll go back.
That could very well happen, Alonso.
So the Championship Derby, Burnley versus Leeds. Go ahead, Tom.
I've crunched my numbers and I've looked at all the stats and the XG and everything. I've gone with Burnley 1, Leeds 2, under logic of basically I'm not going to sit on the internet and say Leeds are going to lose ever.
Speaking of Leeds, are you going to be on a trip with Gary and Spencer tomorrow?
I'll say Leeds. You're not going to like me, Tom. I'm going to say it's a draw.
I'll get over it quickly.
I'd say 2-1 to Leeds. Tom, are you
crawl out of his ass?
Is the Leeds are you gonna be on the trip with Gary and Spencer, Tom?
No, I'll be well, not tomorrow. It'll be on Saturday.
Yeah, it's only Thursday. For another 25 minutes, Alonso.
Alright, so Palace versus Bournemouth.
I've got it as 1-1 again because Palace are strong at home and Bournemouth are becoming quite strong in general. And they should have lost at Leeds but didn't, so they need to fuck off. But still, 1-1.
Palace have only lost one game so far, haven't they?
Yeah, they lost to Everton last time out.
Palace win.
I say Palace win as well. 2-1 to Palace. Alright, guys, so City versus Everton.
2-0 to Man City. I think Jack Grealish
He can't play, can he?
Play because of the loan rules probably weakens Everton significantly.
Yeah, I'd say
not
same.
a comfortable day at the office for Man City personally.
Yeah, 2-0 I'd say as well.
I say 1-1 draw. I think that Pickford gets 65 saves. Right. So Sunderland versus Wolves.
Ugh.
One.
I've gone 1-0 to Sunderland. Pure
I'll
home
say.
advantage.
Yeah, I'll say the same.
I
Granit
say
Xhaka
2.
penalty.
I say 2. Is this a derby game? Is this a derby game?
No.
It's Newcastle, right? Newcastle Sunderland, right?
Yeah, it's Newcastle Sunderland.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a derby.
I'll say 2-0 to Sunderland. Alright, Fulham and Arsenal.
I've crunched the numbers, I've looked at all your XG and everything, and basically I picked 2 numbers out of a hat, and basically I've gone Arsenal winning 2-1.
Fulham, they're a bit of a bogey team for us, I think.
All the time.
Even though you beat them pretty much every time you play them.
My memory, we don't. I don't know why. I always seem to think that we struggle when we play Fulham.
They won,
2-1
right?
Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. Go on, I'll go for it.
I'll say 2-1 to Arsenal as well. Right, so we have Spurs versus Aston Villa.
2-1.
Aston Villa win now.
I've gone 2-1 with Tottenham, but more out of the fact that they're at home and they're better than Villa.
Draw 1-1.
I say 2-1 win to Villa. So Liverpool versus Manchester United.
Oh God.
Boyfest. Kind of.
I reckon Man United might actually turn up. Liverpool being a bit ropey. Draw 1-1.
I say 0-0 draw.
Go on, Tom. What do you think?
In a move that will surprise absolutely no one, I've got Liverpool to win 3-1.
Right. Alright, so don't tell me you have Isak and Wirtz scoring, Tom.
Yeah, Vert's hat trick.
I mean, that is in my FPL. So that would be great, even though I've not changed a single player in my FPL since it started, showing how good I am at it.
So final match of the weekend is on a Monday. It's West Ham versus Brentford.
Not that I would send out Brentford players with instructions to hurt the West Ham players, based on the fact that this time next week we'll be playing them on the Friday.
They're your local team, Tom.
They are, and I hate them. They need to go fuck themselves. If you've ever smelled a West Ham fan, you'd understand what I mean.
Go on then. What's the score, Tom? Go on.
I've got it as half a Desmond, so 1-1.
All right. I think Nuno's had some time with his players. Where is it? Is it West Ham?
It is, yeah.
No, 1-0 West Ham.
I say to draw. Right. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Russ and Tom, I know you guys are in time right now. That's very brief. So I appreciate you guys' time. I know it's short notice. Tony was ill. I hope Tony gets better soon. Happy birthday to my mom. You guys
Happy
have a good
birthday
weekend.
to Alonso's mum.
Thank you. You guys have a good weekend and see you soon, hopefully. Again, Tony, I hope you feel better soon, pal. Anyways, take it easy and see you guys next time. Bye.